How long? How long do I have to suffer? How long do I have to walk down this road? How long till I get a glimmer of hope? It is in these situations which we all inevitably will go through that we need to have patience. And patience, luckily, is a skill that we can learn, we can develop. And so we can look at a great example. Let's say you want to get in an amazing shape. You want to become leaner and more muscular than the person next to you. Well, what you need to do is you need to go to the gym and work harder than they do. You have to eat healthier than they do. You have to sleep more, or at least as much as they do. So you have to do exactly what they do, but in some way better. And only then you can overtake them and become better looking than them and be in better shape than them, be stronger than them and faster than them and endure longer than them. And everyone understands that. Wow, if I want to be in better shape than this guy, I have to do more than him. I have to train harder. I have to eat better and so on. But what people forget is that you have to do those things for 2 years or 5 years. You know, just because you did more than them for 1 week doesn't make it that now you'll be stronger than them. Because what if they've been to the gym for an entire year? You can't catch up in a week no matter how hard you work. So you have to have the patience and continue doing the correct things for years. And when you say it out loud like this, everyone understands that it's the discipline that you need. Okay, yes, you know what? You can't just, work harder than someone for 2 days and then expect to be better than them. You have to do it for years, and only then will you actually see the results. And even if you don't want to be better than anyone, if you just want to, be better than yourself, even then you have to continue for a long time. But yet somehow when it comes to, for example, business or making YouTube videos, people want success instantly. They have no patience. But what they don't understand that the situation is exactly the same. You want to be a great YouTuber like someone else. Well, you're gonna have to do what they do, but something better. And then you're gonna have to be able to keep that up for another 2 years. Because it's always the same thing. You have to do what everyone else does, what your competition does, and do it better, and then do it for years. Because you need that time for it to compound. You need that time for it to actually matter. And now that we understand that, now we need to understand that, okay, how can we help with the patience? How can we keep ourselves patient? Because inevitably on that path of, let's say going to the gym, there's gonna be a day when you're sick and you can't go. There's gonna be a day where, you have to work long hours and you can't get the 8 hours of sleep. There's gonna be a day where you're traveling and you can't eat according to your diet and you just have to get some food in, and it's not gonna be perfect. And you're gonna have these mistakes. And what should you do then? Well, many of us fall into the bad habit of beating ourselves down. With the moment we make a mistake, the moment something doesn't go exactly right, it doesn't go perfect like we would want it to, we start beating ourselves up. Oh, how can I be so stupid for making that mistake? How can I do such a stupid mistake? I'm so bad and horrible and I'll never make it and everything's horrible. But what does that achieve? Truly, what does it achieve? Because every time you've beat yourself up, you've probably gone and repeated the same mistake again. And then what do? You beat yourself up more. And the loop continues. And so we want to break this loop, and we want to gain the patience of accepting, bad stuff happens. Mistakes will be made, but we can move forward. It starts with how you treat yourself and how you speak about yourself. And so the next time you make a mistake, instead of beating yourself down, ask yourself, what would God say? How would God treat you? He wouldn't say that, good job, keep going, keep making mistakes. Of course not. He would say that was a mistake and you shouldn't do it again. Of course. But he wouldn't say that you're garbage and trash and you're incapable of anything good and so on. He would be understanding. He would say, you know what, I understand. You're just a broken human, a broken man trying his best. But inside, you have a pure heart. Your intentions were pure. You wanted the best. But sometimes you make mistakes. And they can be forgiven. And not only can they be forgiven, you can learn from them. You can grow to be better. And when you start treating yourself like that, with a bit of understanding, instead of just beating yourself down, then all of a sudden those mistakes, they turn from mistakes into lessons. And all of a sudden on that path of years, which we already know that you're going to have to take, because you're going to have to work for years for that compounding to come and for you to be able to be in great shape, or for you to have that successful business. It's going to take time. And now, all of a sudden, instead of giving up because you made a mistake and you beat yourself down and then you feel horrible, now you understand. And all of a sudden, you're a lot more patient. Not just with yourself, but with everything that you're doing, because you understand that on the road to becoming a person in amazing shape, on the road to getting a six-pack, for example, or whatever, you're going to have days where you fail. And you're going to be patient. You're going to understand that is simply part of the game. And when you understand that it's simply part of the game, that's when you can move forward. You can just restart the next day and say, you know what, I made a mistake. It's understandable. It's fine. It can be forgiven. But tomorrow, I won't make it again. And all of a sudden, you will be so much better off in all the realms of life. You'll be a lot more satisfied. You'll be a lot more happier. And people will notice. And the important thing about this game is that the only real game and the goal is to stay in it. Most people think that there is some grand destination that you're supposed to rush to. You're supposed to run as fast as you can and then you reach the destination and boom, everything's amazing. But no, the whole point of the game is to stay in the game. Just like in life, the goal of life is to stay alive. It's to keep playing. There is no other grand destination that everyone is supposed to rush to. And the same is with a lot of things. The goal is to keep going to the gym. Stay in the game of eating healthily and improving your health and working hard to become stronger and faster and more athletic and so on. It's not to have a month where you do everything perfect and then give up and then you quit forever. No, the whole point is to stay in the game and to keep doing that for the rest of your life. Keep going to the gym, keep eating healthily, keep sleeping, keep doing these things for yourself. There is no end goal because you're always supposed to continue. It doesn't matter what PR you hit or what, shape you get, what body fat percentage you reach or whatever. You're still supposed to keep going. Keep doing the correct things for your own health and well-being. And the same is with business. You can make $1 million in business. And you know what you're supposed to do then? Keep your business going. Stay in business. Just because you reach the goal doesn't mean you stop. And so when you understand that the point is to stay in the game, you become a lot more patient. Because you understand that even if you were to reach that goal that you so want and you want to rush towards, you want to sprint as fast as you can, but if you sprint, you will get exhausted and then you will stop. But now that you understand that, even if you reach that goal, you still have to go to work the next day. You still have to go to the gym the next week. You still have to eat healthily. You still have to do the next video. You still have to do all these things. And so what you need to know is patience. And patience comes from knowing that there is no rush. Because truly, the whole point of the game is to simply stay in the game. And so, be patient. Despite the struggles, despite the hardships, be patient. And as always, chase your dreams, stay disciplined, and have a fantastic day.